Am I the jerk? Number 9. Am I the jerk for not defending my wife after she stole $4,500 from our daughter? I'm 48 years old. My wife, whom I've been married to for over 20 years, is 46. We have 2 daughters, but this story is about the youngest, who's 19 and currently in college. Not long ago, on what seemed like an ordinary Friday, my wife came to talk to me. She asked if I had spoken to our daughter recently. I said no, I hadn't heard from her in a few days. That's when she hit me with something I never expected. She called. She said she's going to sue us for money, her clothes, and the car. I was stunned. I asked her what the hell she was talking about. What money? What car? What was going on? And then she explained. She told me she had transferred $4,500 from our daughter's checking account into a trust account. Supposedly, it was to protect the money. According to her, our daughter wouldn't be able to touch that account until she turned 21. Like some kind of forced savings plan. I asked her straight up, did you have permission to do that? Was your name even on the account? Her response? Something like, I was with her when she opened the account. Like that somehow made it okay. I said, that sounds like identity theft. And she, completely unfazed, replied, it's not. She gave me her PIN when we opened it. At that point, I was a mix of disbelief, anger, and sadness. Just because she had the PIN didn't mean she had the right to touch that money. I knew this wasn't just unethical, it was illegal. That night, I checked my email. My daughter had written to me explaining everything. She said her mother had used forged checks to completely drain her bank account. And this wasn't just a hunch, she had proof. 4 forged checks, one by one. The total, exactly $4,500. That's when everything clicked. This so-called trust account was a lie. I'm 99% sure my wife opened an account in her name and transferred the money there. My daughter told me she was seriously considering hiring a lawyer. I told her that if questioned by authorities, I would tell the truth no matter who it hurt. I made it clear I wouldn't lie for her mother. And that's where the real dilemma began. Since then, my wife has accused me of being disloyal, of siding with our daughter, of being a bad husband. But, am I really? When I first shared this story on Reddit's legal advice, most people confirmed what I feared. My wife likely committed identity theft, forgery, and fraud, serious crimes. Most also advised me to return the money immediately and make sure our daughter checked her credit report in case there were more surprises hiding out there. I told my wife she had to give the $4,500 back immediately. Her response? I'll only do it if she talks to me first. She literally put an emotional condition on returning her own daughter's money. Who does that? And when she found out our daughter might take legal action, she threatened to sue her for emotional distress, asking for $5,000 in damages. She said her therapist would testify to how much she suffered because of our daughter. She even said she'd hire a good lawyer, while our daughter would just have a free one who won't do anything. At that point, I honestly couldn't believe what I was hearing. I tried to convince her to seek professional help. We all did, her parents, our pastor, both our daughters, me. But she insists she's already seeing a therapist. Never says who. Never gives any details. And honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore. Things got even worse when the local police called to speak with her about the case. She didn't answer because she didn't recognize the number. And when I told her there was now a formal investigation, she brushed it off, saying it was a waste of taxpayer money. Later, she suggested family therapy. I told her our daughter wouldn't agree to that under these circumstances. And then she said something that still stings. Well, then she won't see a penny. Seriously? She's using money as leverage? Short pause. A few days later, the case showed up in the court system. The charges were very real. Third-degree felony, unlawful use of an access device. Up to 7 years in prison. First-degree misdemeanor, theft by unlawful taking. Up to 5 years in prison. Thankfully, my daughter got her money back. I hired an attorney for my wife. It cost us about $4,000, and while she wasn't arrested, she now has a criminal record. But the hardest part wasn't the money. It wasn't the legal process. The hardest part was realizing that the woman I'd shared 2 decades of life with, the mother of my children, had become someone I didn't even recognize. Someone who could do something this cold, this calculated, and then demand that I defend her like nothing happened. And when I didn't, I became the enemy. Now, I'm in the middle of a divorce. It wasn't an easy decision. I know there were factors behind her behavior. She had a brain aneurysm 5 years ago, and she's been dealing with severe perimenopause symptoms for the last 3. I know she's been through a lot. I know she's changed. But I also know I can't live next to someone who hurts our daughter, and then expects me to justify it. So after all of this, I have to ask. Am I the jerk for not defending my wife after she stole $4,500 from our daughter? Am I the jerk for going through my wife's messages? Oof, long story, but here it goes. I'm a 39-year-old man, and I went through my 36-year-old wife's phone because I had suspicions about her and a coworker. Last weekend, we went on a trip with some of her friends and coworkers. I noticed that she and one of her coworkers were acting suspiciously friendly, and they kept ignoring me or forgetting about me whenever we were all together. On Saturday night, we all went out, and she drank way too much. I got upset because she was taking shots of tequila even though she was already very drunk, so I left early and went back to the hotel. About an hour and a half later, she showed up at the hotel, helped in by the coworker I was suspicious of and his brother. Honestly, if her brother hadn't been there, I wouldn't have left her at the bar. He's a great guy, and we get along well. But here's what really made me suspicious: that coworker had already gone back to the hotel before I even left the bar. So it shocked me to find out she texted him to go back and help her instead of asking me. Her excuse? She said I was mad and she didn't think I'd help her. We've been together for 17 years and have 2 kids. Now, here's the part where I check her phone. I found messages from that same Saturday night after I had gone back to the hotel where they were texting in what I would definitely call a flirty tone. Stuff like, "Come to the party," to which he replied, "Come over here," winking face, and she responded that she just wanted to dance. After seeing that, I dug deeper and looked through older messages from the past few weeks. I discovered that the weekend before, when it was just the 2 of us on a kid-free getaway, she was texting him almost the entire time. They were sending each other selfies, live music videos, and other things we were supposed to be enjoying together. While I thought we were having a great time, and honestly, we were, she was secretly sharing that whole experience with someone else. She even stayed up texting him all night while I slept beside her until 6:30 a.m. when we had to get up at 7:30. And once she got home from work, she would keep texting him late into the night. Now the fun part. I finish going through her phone, gather my evidence, and confront her. She's shocked that I went through her phone, but says she doesn't think she did anything wrong. Her reasoning? If I thought I did something wrong, I would have deleted it. What a confidence boost. That means she's probably been hiding things I haven't even seen. So, the next day I come home and ask to see her phone again. Suspiciously, she refuses. I wait until I can get it myself, and surprise. The conversations are gone. I confront her again, and she says, "Well, you already got the screenshots. Why would I keep them?" I ask her if she talked to him that day. She says no, that he messaged her, but she didn't reply. So, why is the conversation deleted? The next day, I bring it up again. I tell her it should still be in the recently deleted folder, but, magically, it's not there. Turns out she did text him that day, lied to my face about it, and then deleted the conversation from both her inbox and the deleted items. I'm pretty sure I'm not the jerk here, but hey, that's just my opinion. I've never been in a situation like this before, and honestly, I have no idea what to do. I'm crushed. The thought of my family falling apart and that the last 17 years might have been a waste, aside from my 2 amazing kids, is eating me alive. Am I the jerk for telling my daughter her mom cheated on me after she said my new girlfriend looks like an OnlyFans girl? I, 49 male, divorced my wife Emily, 49 female, because she cheated on me with multiple men. We have a son and a daughter. Our son Nick, 22 male, has always been closer to his mom, and our daughter Skylar, 19 female, has always been closer to me. Neither of them knew the reason for our divorce, but they both ended up taking their mom's side. Recently, I started dating Lisa, 54 female. She has a fun personality, she's incredibly attractive, and she dresses in a stylish, bold way. When I introduced Lisa to my kids, Nick seemed to like her, but Skylar looked visibly annoyed. A few days later, Skylar made a comment saying that Lisa looks like an OnlyFans girl. If you knew Skylar, you'd be shocked she used something like that as an insult toward another woman. I told her, your mom Emily is the one who cheated on me, and I met Lisa long after the divorce. Skylar just said oh, and got quiet. But the next day, my ex-wife Emily confronted me. I reminded her that I never promised to keep her infidelity a secret. She claimed I implied I would by not saying whether I would or wouldn't tell the kids. Am I the jerk? Update. Just a quick update since I posted. Even though my daughter is still in her room, here at my place, I texted her because she said she didn't want to see anyone right now. She replied with a long message, something she had already written but hadn't sent. In the message, she admitted that her mom and her maternal aunt had said those awful things about Lisa, and that she was ashamed of herself for repeating them. She said she genuinely thought I had been the one to cheat on her mom, and that I had cheated with Lisa. She said she's not mad at me, she's mad at her mom. She also said that Lisa seems like a wonderful woman. She told me she wants to talk face to face, but not just yet. She'll let me know when she's ready, when she feels like she can have that conversation without breaking down in tears. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought about these stories. Do you really think they were the jerks? Here are some other videos I highly recommend, and don't forget you'll find a wide variety of them on my channel. See you next time.